And we got stopped at a police roadblock, but the guy must not have his registration or something, so he just put his foot on the pedal. We sped out of there. We drove in and out of loads of little like alleyways, didn't we? Like made a getaway. He hid his car in like a side street, and now he's with us making his getaway in this. Hello guys, I'm here right now at the VIP terminal in Circle, Accra. And we're waiting for our 15-hour bus, right? 15-hour bus to Tamale. And it's also been delayed by an hour and a half to make it an even longer journey, so this is going to be fun. There's nowhere to go outside, there's a rainstorm keeping us all in. I wish I could fast forward time and head straight there, but yeah, it's going to be a long night. But we don't have any concoctions, but it's not legal either, so let's see how this goes. Well, we've finally boarded the bus and I'm pleasantly surprised. Very spacious for my long legs, very comfortable. Yeah, this should do for the journey.
Yeah, for 15 hours.
Yeah. It reclines with plenty of space for the people behind you, so you're not being a dick. Yeah. And I think this was about £16 each, roughly, so very good value. For that price, you wouldn't get such a comfortable bus in the UK, I don't think. So off we go to Tamale. Long night ahead. Let's just pray I can get some sleep. So guys, a change of scenery now. We're no longer on the bus because Conrad came up with a better idea so that we could see what we wanted to see before we head to Tamale. So, Conrad.
Yeah. Before I continue, what happened to us in Togo happened again today. Yeah. 4 people at the back. Seriously, this don't happen in Accra, but we just have to cope because this is not our neighborhood. So I find out that there is a route here leading to Damango, to the Mole, and how do you call it? Is it Larabanga
Mosque? Yeah.
Yes. So we wanted to use this route instead of going to Tamale and picking a straight back over there. We just hope that it is as exciting as we expect. Yeah. But whatever the case, we will keep you guys updated.
Yeah.
Peace out.
So what's most interesting about this is that it's Ghana's oldest mosque and one of the oldest in all of West Africa.
Yeah.
And I believe it's built in like a Sudanese style, innit? So it looks different to a lot of the mosques that you'll generally see.
That is exactly what it looks like.
So I'm very much looking forward to this because it'll be the first mosque of its type that I've actually seen before. So.
And our pilot here says that instead of 1 hour 10 minutes, he said no, it's probably going to be less than that. Hopefully. So we just hope that he gets us there safely.
Yeah. So, we stopped at a car station in a town not far from here, and most of the passengers alighted. But we made a little deal with the driver to take us directly to Larabanga, just the two of us, me and Conrad. Larabanga, of course, being the village where Ghana's oldest mosque resides. Now, I did a little bit of research and found a very interesting legend about the place, which I'll go into when we arrive and I get to show you the mosque. But first, let's just have a look at how beautiful the roads are here in the northern region. I mean, it's just luscious green for miles and miles. When we were at a bit of a higher elevation point of the road, you could see just how expansive these forests are, most of it quite untouched. You see, in these regions, there are kings that have like a sort of administration, their own land that they have power over. And while families individually own their own plots of land, had they wished to resell it, they would have to go through the king and he would have to sign off on the deal, which I suppose prevents dodgy deals or selling to people who might have undesirable purposes, which I suppose is a contributing factor to the preservation of this nature. Somebody might want to make a quick bit of money and sell to somebody who wants to build a warehouse or a factory. The king would not sign off on it. Somebody wants to sell to another family who just wants to live there, then he might sign off on it. It's a good system. And really, truly, this is very beautiful, beautiful part of Ghana. I mean, you could walk for miles in that direction and see nothing but luscious green. The air is fresh, the roads are almost empty. You see the odd motorbike, maybe a truck every few kilometres, but we've been the only car for at least a good hour. It's refreshing after having spent so long in the bustling mega city of Accra. The village that we're going to is not too far from here. I made note to Conrad that it was kind of amusing that we're on our way to a Islamic pilgrimage site and we're drinking a super strength beer. Although we are not Muslims, so I suppose we can get away with it. Some parts of the world you wouldn't. However, Ghana is very tolerant, regardless of the predominant religion of any area. They don't enforce their own beliefs or rules on anybody else. If you're not a follower of that religion, you can do whatever you want so long as you're not hurting anybody. We're ready to go. It's not too far. I'll catch up with you when we get there.
So, you are most welcome to Laruba.
Thank you.
Yeah. And my name is Hassan. Yeah. And I'm one of the community guys here. The mosque you can find here happens to be the oldest mosque in Ghana and one of the oldest in West Africa. And the first record to the mosque was around 1421. Yeah. And the man who built this mosque came from Mecca in a town called Medina. Yeah. So he was chosen as a spiritual consultant to a warrior man called Shumaina and Japa. Yeah. And Japa was the king of Gunjes. You know, we are in the Gunja land. But our district capital is Damango, which is 10 miles away from it. You know, of late, this Japa man was a great warrior who was going around Africa fighting wars. And his aim of fighting the wars was to get a very peaceful land for his people to settle, at the same time to do farming. And so during this war, he found it difficult to conquer some other places. There, one of his followers advised him to look for spiritual assistance. And that was why they decided to go to Mecca, because that was where Islam started. And luckily enough, when they got there, they met the founder of this community called Ayuba Ibrahim. That was the name of the founder of this community. So when they met together, they decided to go together because he also wanted to spread Islam in Africa. So he decided to follow him by praying for him. But he said he was not going to use guns and other weapons to kill somebody, but only to guide them so that they can get a good place to settle. And when they started their journey, he promised the warrior that they are going to meet 3 rivers on their way. If they cross the first one, cross the second one, the last one, they should just choose it as their place for settlement. So the first one they crossed was the Red Sea before they came into Ghana. Then the second one they crossed was the White Water when we are from Tamale, that is Yabu. And the last river where they were supposed to end their war is at the Black Water, Bupi. I don't know whether you know it.
Yeah, actually.
We passed it earlier, didn't we?
On the map, yeah.
So that was where they were supposed to end their war. But unfortunately, the warrior disobeyed the founder and he wanted to cross that river to go to the southern part to fight the people there. And that was where he could not survive. He died there, leaving the spiritual man alone. But then he was also old and weak that he cannot go back to Saudi Arabia to settle. So he decided to settle with the Gunjis. But because the warrior died at Bupi, he said the land there was already polluted. So he decided to move away from there. And luckily, the first place he settled is where we have our mystic stone. I don't know whether you read something.
Mystic stone.
The mystic stone.
Yeah, I saw it.
You read something about it? Yeah. So when they got to the stone, the founder discovered that the stone was spiritual. He decided to settle there for some time, offering his prayers. There he wanted to build this mosque there, but he realized that the land there was slopey, at the same time rocky. Something like this in the olden days cannot be put up there. So what he did was that by then he was working with a spear, an arrow. He made a promise of throwing the spear and declaring it that wherever the spear lands, that is where God chose him to build the mosque. So from the stone side, he threw the spear with some spiritual powers. And the next day when he threw up, he find the spear inside of this black portion you see. Yeah, that was the foundation of the building. It was already there.
Where exactly?
The foundation of the building, the black portion.
Okay.
That was the foundation. So he was trying to make investigation to find out whether the building belonged to somebody. But there was nothing to indicate or to prove that people settled here before. And he also saw a piece of booklet which was written in Arabic form. And when he took it and read, in spiritual affairs, he got to know that this is where God chose him to build the mosque.
So this is Ghana's oldest mosque. Wow.
So this is another entrance for the mullah. The mullah is the person, when it is time for prayers, he will be the first person to come and call for prayers. And on Fridays, like tomorrow, he uses his natural voice to call for prayers. He goes inside at the right hand side. This entrance is for the chief imam, and chief imam is the person who led us for prayers. And this was the first entrance the founder of the community was using. And this is the last entrance for the men. All men pass through this entrance.
We're just leaving Ghana's oldest mosque right now. Made a little donation before we left for the upkeep of the community, as described on our little tour. And yeah, it's a really fascinating place. So what I'll add is that the World Monuments Fund actually considers it one of the 100 most endangered sites, like man-made sites in the world, and has substantially donated to its restoration efforts over the years, you know, to maintain it and to ensure that it doesn't fall into disrepair, because it would be such a shame for its historical and cultural significance. We're in a practically 100% Muslim community here, so to have the oldest mosque in Ghana right here in the heart of the village is very important to them. It's also a site of pilgrimage for people all over Africa, which earns it its nickname, the Mecca of West Africa. He described in greater detail than I could, but what I heard was that the Muslim trader's name was Ayuba, and he fell asleep by the side of a mystic stone here in the village and was told in a dream to build this mosque, and so there it stands and has done for more than 600 years. Somali National Park, but I'm unsure of how far we can actually go in. We paid a small entry fee. However, it turns out that if you want to go and actually see some animals, you have to then pay an additional fee to jump into somebody's safari jeep, which we're not interested in. I don't have enough cash, to be honest. So we're just going to see how far they permit us to go until somebody tells us off. And hopefully we can at least see a monkey or two. I saw a couple at the entrance, but I wouldn't be able to get them on footage as they just sprinted through the forest. But if I can see at least a couple of animals, at least we haven't wasted the entry fee. But it seems here you have to pay just to breathe in this national park. So I'm holding my breath, otherwise it might cost me even more money. There's a motel where guests can stay. We're not staying here. We will be staying in Tamale when we reach there. However, I'm sure if we planned ahead and had a bigger budget for the stay, it would be nice to spend a few nights, do a proper safari, as most tourists that come here will. However, for now, we're just going to see a little bit of the place. Anyhow, I'm very hungry, as I've been on about a 12 to 13 hour bus ride, and I haven't eaten. I've just drank a couple of beers, drank a bit of water, and that's my sustenance. So I'm looking forward to having some food and finding a place to stay when we reach the city. Inside the motel, which has a pool, a little restaurant, where a lot of tourists from various nationalities, but we're not interested in that right now. We're interested in this fantastic viewpoint. Oh wow. I hope that this is captured on my wide-angle action camera. Unfortunately it doesn't have a zoom, of course, so I'm not sure if I'll get the best view on the camera. However, this is really stunning. Yeah, that's a good idea, because maybe we'll see something while we're waiting. So we're thinking we're going to grab a beer and just sit here and admire this wonderful view. Look how expansive it is, and all the different, you know, we've got like a body of water, we've got sand, we've got grass, like all kinds of different animals will live in these different sort of ecosystems that are just spread out, you know. Like there'll be forest animals, there'll be animals that come and drink from the water. I mean, mostly monkeys, I would imagine. There's a few lizards. I've seen some deer. Apparently, is there elephants in the park?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought there was elephants. Is lions or anything like that?
The guy was saying that before we see lion, we need to book for a ride and go deep.
Yeah, because they'll have an armed guard, won't they?
Yes.
Just in case we stumble upon an hungry one.
He was saying that when we sit here for a while, we'll be able to see a few animals like monkeys and stuff. What's that?
Monkey.
Oh.
Can you see this, guys? I hope you can see this. There's a monkey over there. Come over, I'll buy you a beer.
You prefer banana instead, not beer. There's some animal eating over here. I wish I could see what it is.
What is it? Can you see? Can you tell?
No, I can't see, but...
You can hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see anything down there either. We're not exactly David Attenborough, you know. We aren't professionals at this, and we don't have a BBC camera crew with us, so don't expect Planet Earth from this. Just two guys with an action camera going, oh look, there's an animal and I don't know what it is. But yeah, I hope you guys saw that monkey. It seems to have ran off now. It didn't want a beer, I don't think, but I've seen quite a few monkeys. They're just hard to get good footage of because... Whoa! What the hell is that worm thing? Move again for the camera. There's like a worm thing here. I don't know what kind of worm. I've never seen anything like that before. This thing's a bit camera shy. It stopped moving as soon as I got the camera. Go, here it is. Strange little thing. Don't think we have those kind of worms in England. We just have those fat ones, you know, the fat, like, brown ones.
Brown, okay, yeah, we have them here.
Yeah, we don't have little ones like that.
I think it has over 1,000 legs.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's the centipede.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, or a millipede or whatever. We have, like, these just little ones with no legs. It's just a worm, but it's, like, kind of fat and brown.
Fat and brown.
I don't know what, earthworms.
There's something over here. There's something over there.
I can't see. I can see some butterflies, but I can't see any animals.
No, come here.
Where?
I can see it.
I'm sorry, I can't see anything. So we're gonna head back to Damango, where we first arrived before getting the guy to drive us here to the national park. Then we're gonna find a ride into Tamale, our prime destination and the real reason that we embarked on this overnight bus ride. One of these. We saw a couple of these on the way here and we thought we wanted to get one, so we're getting back to the main junction. We'll tell you the full story why. So we was in the car and we got stopped at a police roadblock, but the guy must not have his registration or something, so he just put his foot on the pedal. We sped out of there. We drove in and out of loads of little like alleyways, didn't we? Like made a getaway. He hid his car in like a side street, and now he's with us making his getaway in this. You couldn't make it up. I wish I recorded the whole police chase. But let me tell you, if I'm ever robbing a bank in Ghana, I'm gonna hire him for the getaway driver. When you're in the Islamic north of Ghana, it's very hard to find a beer, but determination can get you anything.
And hard work.
See, for any children watching my channel, this is a very inspirational channel. You too can work very hard to find beer when you're travelling. So we managed to find a bar. So we managed to find one. We're gonna drink, thank you. Then head off, grab some food, and make our way to Tamale. It's been a long and productive morning so far. We visited Mole National Park, however brief it was and however few animals we saw. And we saw Ghana's oldest mosque, as well as visiting a few villages and getting into a high-speed police chase. And it's not even 11 AM yet. Cheers. So I have fufu, light soup and beef. Beef being a very popular choice here in the northern region. They have a lot of cows and it tends to be a lot cheaper than any other region in the country. So, you've seen me eat fufu before, so I'm not sure you need to have a review, although I'll have a little taste of the soup. Very delicious. I think that will be it now for this video. We're going to head to Tamale and I'll catch up with you then. Thanks for watching. See you later.